Thanks for joining me on 5 Minutes to Learn. This is your host, Michael Reisinger. Let's go ahead and get into it with Immutable Law number 3, tribal strength. All right, so what does tribal strength mean? Glad you asked. I recently did a 5 Minutes to Learn about how relationships dominate talent all day long. I also made a 5 seconds to burn reel on this. And so when I made those pieces of content, I did not mean to discount the contribution that talent makes in a business. We absolutely need talent, but it's based on the premise that you can have the most talented people in the world in your business, but if they cannot get along, it's going to make your company super ineffective. It's going to bring that much more threats and problems to your organization. And guess what? Your customers are going to see it. Even if you think it's contained in-house or if it's contained with just a one team or two teams, it's eventually going to bleed out. So you might as well focus on building stronger relationships and kind of fostering that sort of reality in your company and maybe making it one of your core values. So tribal strength, as I define it, is just grounded, making sure that the tribe or your company is grounded in strong relationships. And that's going to help you surpass, basically the sum of individual talents on their own. Okay, so it's going to help with collaboration, communication, and build, most importantly, genuine connections, among team members, so that when times get tough, people honor the relationships and crucial conversations are that much easier to have. So just kind of talking about this, and one of the reasons why it's one of my immutable laws and not just a nice to have is that, we've got to have strength beyond individual talent to succeed. Obviously, it has that impact on clients. Just for an example, say that there's two businesses that are offering similar services. One's got a team with, a strong sense of tribal strength or tribal unity, like I'm saying. Clients and customers are not just going to buy that product, but they're investing in the relationships that they have with that company. Okay. That's going to resonate with clients that much more. And, the companies that aren't doing that, it's really just going to be a product. And so that's something that a lot of companies are doing. I know Patagonia is one of the best in the way that they treat their employees. They're very vocal about that. There's a lot of new startups that are doing a really good job. I know I1 Organics, Dude Wipes, those are some that I see on LinkedIn. They seem to be doing a really good job at honoring the relationships and rewarding. That's the other thing, is rewarding people for having good relationships. Because, whatever you reward people for in your organization, they're going to modify their behavior and adapt to, seeking that approval and that recognition. Okay. So it's also, tribal strength that is going to give you the resilience in the face of challenges. So, obviously, for me, that it is just such a critical piece in keeping your company healthy and able to, continue improving and succeeding in the workplace. So as, your business growth coach, what I would do is I would help you cultivate that culture of collaboration. We would also emphasize emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence is the ability to, understand and navigate emotions, on your own part and on the behalf of others. Okay. There are some researchers, I think they still say this, but EQ or emotional intelligence is the skill that you can actually grow in no matter what your IQ is. It's something that you can get better at. You can get better at, fostering empathy, creating effective communication, and just really seeking first understanding to gain that, understanding of where people are coming from and, their unique strengths and how they contribute to the tribe. Okay. So it will also accelerate your learning from failures. So people say you learn so much more from your failures than you do your successes. I would agree with that most of the time. And I think the ability to fail and fail forward and fail well and fail with learning and not waste failures, that is going to be so much easier for a company that has strong tribal strength. So of course, there are things that you can use in your company. You might be using personality assessments like DISC or Enneagram or Myers-Briggs or whatever. I am really pretty well versed in those things and I know how to operate within them. But if you needed something new, we could also work on that. So anyway, that has been the Immutable Law number 3, tribal strength. Thank you so much for listening.